First of all, let me make it clear that the speech by the president is actually a government speech, and so anybody in government associates himself or herself with it. I do associate myself with the speech of the president. Now, getting back to your question. You know, Kenyans having money in their pockets is a process. It cannot be an event. It is a process. And we have embarked on that process. We have identified why the economy is growing, but Kenyans are not feeling that they have money in their pocket. Why is it that we don't have liquidity in the economy? There are a number of reasons. Reason number one is the issue of interest rates. Interest rates have been a challenge. Interest rates have been high, crowding out private sector. They have not been borrowing money. What we are doing now is deliberate efforts to bring down interest rates. And I want to tell you, about 4 weeks ago, the interest rates on the 91 Treasury bill had never crossed the 15% mark. It was above 15, 16, almost 17%. From in the past 1 month, has seen interest rates consistently going down. Last week, today we are doing auction. Thursday last week, the interest rate for the first time came down on 91 Treasury bill to 12.4%, a record. And so we are going to work towards even having a single-digit interest. And that will allow the private sector, the businesses, to borrow money, expand their businesses, create job opportunities for Kenyans to have money in their pockets, and also to see businesses thriving. Secondly is the issue of pending bills, which is choking the economy. And we have also identified that as one possible ways of economic stimulus. As a government, we are working on strategies and methods to make sure that those pending bills, which are amounting to almost 663 billion, submitted to the committee, which is verifying the bills. We want to make sure that there is a strategy, and we have it already. For the road sector, we are complete with the strategy. By February, we will have cleared almost all the pending bills under the Ministry of Road if everything goes to plan.
February is in 3 months from now, was it?
And that is why I'm talking about, I'm very much alive to the fact that by February, already we have 36 billion to pay the other pending bills for the Chinese contractors on 15 roads. We have just released 12 billion to pay roads contractors to get back to the road. We are raising money through securitization, about 175 billion, which we think by January, February, we'll have that money and clear all the other pending bills on roads. And then the other bills, we will put a specific economic stimulus package in the next budget, so that we start the process of making sure that we clear all the pending bills which is choking this economy.
These are very ambitious plans. You're speaking about 3 months plans, a very short period, yet very ambitious. Yet you have a very limited timeline. The President William Ruto administration will be judged by 2027, especially when we speak about liquidity. We say that the right ground has been set. It's all about now getting money into the people's pocket. The people will want to see money in their pocket by the end of President William Ruto's 1 term, so that they even start discussing about giving him a 2nd term. Is it an assurance that you're giving the country as the Cabinet Secretary for Treasury that things will have changed? And if that is an assurance, then when?
Let me repeat again. Can I start by telling you that I came into government in August this year, and not for nothing. I was brought in to help the president achieve his objectives and realize his goal and realize the dream of Kenyans. I came to work for Kenyans. And we have not, you are saying it is a short period of time. We are not beginning now. We have already begun. So in terms of settling the pending bills in the Ministry of Roads, I have told you 36 billion is already available for the 15 roads in the rural areas, the Chinese contractors. Negotiated concessionary loan with the Chinese government. Number 2, we already have given 12 billion more shillings to settle other pending bills for those contractors to come back to the road. So that is already 48 billion out of about 170 billion. We are already in a process, and we have engaged arrangers, the fund arrangers and everything else. The securitization of road maintenance levy is at advanced stage, and that is why I'm giving February. We are sure that if everything goes as planned, In the next 1 or 2 months, we should be having part of that money into our account, and we pay the contractors, and then the contractors resume work. So it is not, these are not wish lists. These are not projections. We are talking about real and concrete steps that we are taking to make sure that we realize the objective of making Kenya liquid and helping the contractors and jump-starting the road construction again. Right. So 2027, if everything goes to plan, I don't think there should be a problem. We have a plan, we have a strategy, we will implement.
You have a strategy we will implement. Let's speak about the most critical issue. And PIIPs or PIIPs are under your ministry. And Adani, as Adani was also coming into the country through this. How much had we gone into the Adani deal that the president today has ordered cancellation into, if you are to speak to the country?
I think people need to understand the PPP procurement methods, especially the PIP, which is privately initiated proposal. Until and unless you finalize and sign the contract and give it to the contractor, it remains a procurement process which can be cancelled at whatever stage. In fact, the one for JKIA was still very far. We had not even gone to the stage which we call negotiation stage. We were at the due diligence. The beauty with PIP is that before you sign, before the signing of the contract, I will tell you, PIP can be cancelled at any time. In fact, even the time you are concluding negotiation, if another deal comes, the law is very clear and it spells out that if you get a better deal, you can stop the other one at that stage. And for the JKA, it was very far. The one that had progressed a little bit are the ones that are under Kentraco. And those are the ones that now we are going to look at the procurement law and ascertain whether there would be any liability. But I don't see possibility of much liability because PIP is a procurement method that is so flexible, so easy. It is not like what we call the competitive process. So I don't foresee any much problem.
About JKA, yeah? Just very briefly, Waziri, about JKA, just for clarity to our Kenyans, there were, we operate at a time when there's so much, there's a deficit of trust in what government tells us. Are you assuring the Kenyan people that there is nothing that the country is going to lose by this?
No. For the
about Ketraco, then what is the position?
For the JKA, I don't see. Let me not even. There is nothing. That is one of these the issues that I'm very, very certain where it had reached. The level the JKI procurement had reached is a level that we are still way before even starting the negotiation process. And I came before Parliament, both houses, and I explained it. So there is no possibility of losing any money.
How about Ketraco?
The Ketraco one, yes, I know it had advanced. What I need to do is just to check with the Ministry of Energy how far it had gone. But that one had progressed a little bit. So we will check within the procurement law and see if there is any possibility of exposure. But for the president to make such a pronouncement, he has already consulted widely. So I don't think there is any challenge. If I had more facts about what has gone under the Ministry of Energy, I would have mentioned to Kenyan. But for JKIA, I am certain because that was still within my ministry. It has not gone far.
I'm not sure if you're the right person, but of course you are. You handle our monies. I'm not sure if you're the right person to ask then about the Adani deal, or the Adani involvement in our health system, the social health insurance system. Yeah. Then what does this speak, this cancellation, what does it speak to that?
Maybe let me just be loud on this today, because a lot has been understood about this Adani. PPP, and especially PIP, is a privately initiated process. Someone like yourself or myself could just look around and see a business opportunity and express interest. And you cannot stop anyone from expressing interest. Adani could express interest in any public infrastructure. So Adani probably has expressed interest in Kentraco, on JKIA, on this one, Shah, whatever. All these areas. But so long as it has not reached a level of signing of the agreement or negotiation, it is still far off. It is not something even to worry about. So Adani can even come tomorrow. In fact, nothing stops them from even expressing interest tomorrow to develop maybe Kenyatta National Hospital. They can come anywhere, but that does not make it a contract.
All right.